Okay, if you're still here, we are continuing on in the Clue The World's Fair.
We pause the clock for a bathroom break.
And here we go. 242.
And that's Professor Plum.
This says 280. I guess we just draw that.
So this goes here, right?
Oh, I see.
As an option. So Professor Plum did all this. 280 is now a new thing for Miss Scarlet. Where's she going to go?
Let me guess. 280.
You peer into the Conshroom's chamber. Just an hour ago, Carmine was excitedly preparing the debut of the waste-decomposing mushrooms, an advancement that would have surely catapulted him into global fame and prestige. Now, his beloved creations are decomposing him. Sweet irony. You glance uneasily at one another. One of you must have killed him and thrown him into the pit. But now you must work together to get to the bottom of what happened before authorities arrive. As you pull his body from the pit to lay him down beside the chamber, a crumpled note falls out of his pocket. Take cards 212 and 213.
Okay, this is puzzle E2. We already have E1, right?
They sure do.
In the event that someone tampers with the Conshroom's temperature controls, I have placed a failsafe in the regulator that can be activated with an override key. I fear my discovery may place a target on my back. No. Yep. If anything should happen to me, the Conshrooms must be preserved. 2 puzzle pieces needed to resolve. There are arrows here.
All right. Up C, up 2C, down 1A, up 1B, and C up 2. All right, so my guess, although it goes this way.
Right.
So we start with 107. The question is, do we go up 2C, down 1A, up 1B, and up 2C?
Yeah, let's try that.
Although it's up, C. How about that? Up is plus 20. Then C is plus 5. Down, minus 5. Want to do that way? Do the order. So we start with 107, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to start with a calculator here on my handy-dandy iPhone. So 107. So we go up, so that's plus 40. C, plus 5. Down is minus 5. A is plus 15. Up is plus 20. B is plus 10. C is plus 5. And then up is plus 20, that's plus 40. 237.
That sounds legit.
Question is it legit?
It is.
237
We haven't even
says,
looked at 213.
solved. Discard puzzles E1 and E2. So that's fun.
So here we go. Can you solve who killed Felix Carmine? Where was he killed? What did they use to kill him? Keep this card on the table for the rest of the game.
All right. All right, so we discarded puzzle pieces E1 and E2, solving that like the sleuths we are.
Mayor Green.
You plug in Dr. Carmine's emergency override and the temperature in the chamber begins to cool. You've saved the Conshrooms, but if you don't solve this murder quickly, the fair will fail, along with all of your personal investments in its success. Grim as it may be, there's too much riding on the success of this event to allow one of you to ruin it for everyone else. You need to find the true culprit before the authorities arrive, and you end up as suspects in yet another lengthy investigation. E1, E2 done. Green hasn't gone yet, I don't think.
Right.
This is all. Next player, take card 238. Thus far, I believe we have no morons.
No, I think we're still have 7. All right, so 238. The entire island seems to have entered some kind of lockdown. You can't move freely between exhibits, and what's worse, you can't leave the island. Plum mentions there's an override console in the central dome that should be able to restart the island's internal system. If you make your way there, you should be able to reset the system and escape the island. You'll need to gather clues about the murder quickly, and your best bet is to investigate the remaining exhibits. You notice a new control console has opened on the monorail. If wired correctly, it should take you to the tech station. Take card 254.
Console gets us every time.
If I had a dime for every time I messed up console.
Console.
254.
254. Gonna flip it over. Monorail controls. First digit cannot be red or purple. Second digit must be adjacent to first digit. Third digit, combination of first and second colors. Only one needed. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we put this here, all right. So first digit
cannot be red or purple.
So red and purple are out. Red and purple are out. Second digit must be adjacent to the first digit. So it's either blue or green. And third digit a combination of second colors, of first and second colors. All right. First digit, all right, cannot be red or purple.
Okay. So it's either blue.
Well, the question is, does it go this way or does it go this way?
I feel like the way you had it was correct.
Well, the way I had it, though, metagaming, it should start with a 2. If it can't be red...
Right, it would be blue.
Blue. All right, so blue.
Second number must be adjacent to...
8. And then the third digit would be a combination of the first two would be 10, which is not possible. So the combination 283... Not the combination of the numbers. 2, 8, 10, it'd be 283.
283 is a number.
Solved. Yeah, okay, so we're adding numbers, not colors.
Yes.
That's one moron for us because...
Well, I feel like I got it right. You intercepted me.
I'm claiming a moron here.
All right, we'll take it. 6 left.
You're dumb for not correcting me for correcting you.
Well, I trusted you. That was my big mistake.
Number one. That's why you're a moron for trusting me.
Yeah, that's right.
The monorail glides forward, carrying you all to your next destination. There's a tense silence among you as you absorb the fact that one of you on board is a murderer.
You say it's Peacock.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious at this point.
I say it's Mayor Green.
As the monorail moves toward the tech station and away from the biolab, you notice a small screen display what seems to be an ID code for the biolab. If only you had Carmine's key card, you'd be able to check whether he's scanned into the biolab. Discard puzzle card G1. Done. Take cards 208 and 209. Place board C. I assume it goes that way.
Yep.
Place your tokens on the monorail. Pardon me. And move about to the new place. Good for us. Move it to the tech station.
All right, 208. The monorail slows to a stop at the tech station, revealing a fascinating showroom full of complex machinery. You don't see an entrance into the dome, however, so you'll need to gain access to more of the monorail system to get to the next exhibit. If you can't resolve this, and soon, the police will just arrest all of you. And the grand opening of the fair will be ruined.
Card number 209.
Access granted, checkmark. Access denied, X. So this is one of those clue ones. So we have to figure out a way to gain access to more of the monorail systems. All right, so that was green. So I guess mustard is up next.
So
I think you want to move off of there into the room, right?
So this isn't a puzzle. This is something different. Oh, it's a clue, one of those things that stays active.
Right.
Clue mark. All right. So yellow, Colonel Mustard, in keeping with numerical convention, would choose number 300.
You inspect what appears to be a virtual reality headset. The informational post beside it posits that VR can reduce carbon footprint by allowing people to meet virtually. Science! You put it on and your surroundings fade away, leaving only the outline of a glowing cube suspended in the space before you. Take card number 303. 2 puzzle pieces, H1, VR square.
2 puzzle pieces needed to solve.
We don't have any other H's.
So H2 is going to be it. All right, that's it for yellow.
So now Peacock,
The alleged murderer.
says you. Is going to move, and she's going to go to 320, I guess. You pour through the stacks of pamphlets for a new virtual reality product, apparently endorsed by the one and only Professor Plum. The platform is part of a new, quote, virtual office, end quote, initiative to reduce the environmental impact of commuting to and maintaining office spaces. It's possible Plum was in competition with Carmine to secure funding for this product over the conshrooms. As you eye the pamphlets, Professor Plum clears his throat. Take cards 321 and 322.
321, we're going to flip over and reveal. Professor Plum, where were you before the island shut down? I'm not going to do a voice.
Yeah, just go ahead.
I was in the
Pretend.
tech station making sure everything was in working order. Carmine was an old friend, and I was more than happy to lend my skills to the needs of the fair. We're making history here, true scientific advancement. Colonel Mustard was in the tech station with me. I was trying to explain the blockchain to him, but he didn't seem to get it. Oh, I also saw the monorail pass by. It was coming from the direction of the garden.
That's the garden. Right?
Yep. And this is,
Well,
he says, I was in the tech
That's
station.
the bio lab.
Okay, so maybe the garden's next. So the monorail was flowing in some direction, passing the tech station, because that's where he was with Colonel Mustard.
Okay. 322 is H2. 2 puzzle pieces needed to solve.
All right. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, there are 2 segments here.
Yeah.
1, 2. Here, there's 1 segment. And there's 2 segments. Oh, look, that makes a 3.
Yes, I see it.
3.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah. 8.
Yeah, 308. Ooh. Do we get our second moron?
No, I think we got it.
Solved! VR square.
Nice.
As
So
you
see
rotate
that?
the cube.
3, 0, 8. Nice.
As you rotate the cube, the numbers hidden within it fall into place. The cube begins to spin, glowing brighter, and then vanishes. You hear whirring sound coming from the headset and remove it to find a transcoder has emerged from the slot in the cube. Discard H1, H2. Solving. Open packet A.
Ooh, we have a packet. Some sort of something that like fits over something like that, maybe?
Wow, look at that. Curious. All right. The question is...
Well, it doesn't give us any further instruction, so technically it would be Mrs. White's turn.
I've already solved this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, have you? What is that?
It solves things. I'll tell you when it's time.
Oh, wow.
340 because Miss White, like I, am somewhat OCD about numerical values. 340.
You approach a robot bolted to the wall and see it's missing an arm. You fall back, startled, as it blinks to life. It speaks in a cheery, if stifled voice. Hello, my name is Eduborg. I am here to help you learn about the exhibits here at the World's Fair. Please accept this informational sheet on letter codes. Eduborg hands you a sheet with its remaining arm, but the sheet is horribly smudged. It seems this bot is still in the prototype stage. Take card 342. 2 puzzle pieces needed to solve. J1, and I guess we'll need J2. A equals 0, B equals 1, C equals 2, J equals 9. Look for patterns.
All right.
So that's the end of White's turn.
All right, now we go to Plum.
Plum is going to break protocol and go to 360.
It hurts my soul from the inside.
A large server hums nearby. An access console rests squarely in the center of the machine, blinking an unfamiliar code at you. Unlocking this code could help you access the servers to override the monorail. Take card 361. J2, 2 puzzle pieces needed to solve. Enter the missing letters to unlock the console. So go ahead and do your magic there. I already see that there's a J, which we know is 9. Look for patterns. A, B, C, D, E.
A is 0. No.
Right.
So
3, 7,
3, 7, 8. 3, 7, 4.
Solved?
Solved. Code
Bam.
cracked. The moment you finish inputting the correct code, the barrage of complex information and bright flashing lights overtakes the console screen before going suddenly dark. In the silence, you hear the whirring noise of a printer and jump back as a slot in the machine ejects a semi-transparent, glossy sheet that lands in front of you. It bears a strange static-like pattern. As you bend over to pick up the sheet, you notice Eduborg's missing arm wedged beneath the console. How strange. Discard J1, J2. Take cards 391 and 392.
391 is the robotic arm. 392 is 2 puzzle pieces plus transcoder. K2 needed to solve. So K1, K2.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but
That aligns.
yeah, but we don't have K2 yet.
That's curious. That's definitely a 5 right there.
Yeah, well, we still have section 350 to explore on the map.
So we've got K2. This biolab thing isn't solved yet, but...
All right, so next up is Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet really likes that 5 when it came up.
Oh, I see it from here.
Yeah.
All right, so... Oops. Scarlet.
350.
The wall is covered in energy-efficient LED lights in a vast array of vibrant colors. You're not sure what the displays are depicting, but it's quite lovely. As Mustard takes in the LED wall, he begins to speak. Take cards 381 and 382.
So Mustard is speaking.
Where
were you before the island shut down? Well, I myself am a lover of aquatic creatures and had volunteered my services as exhibit inspector before opening day. I finished making my rounds before leaving for the night, and my last stop was here in the tech station. Plum was in here when I arrived. That validates what Plum says. To tell you the truth, I'm a touch suspicious of him. He wouldn't stop talking to himself, going on about some kind of chain. It very well may have been the murder weapon. Plum, done. 382. 2 puzzle pieces plus transcoder needed to solve. This is K1. This is K2.
So you had a 5. What was the numbers on the 1 sheet?
A 5.
All right, so there's a 5.
Yeah, maybe I can get it there. There was a 5 there. Did you guys see it? Holy cow, this is crazy. I promise you I saw 5. There it is. There's a 5.
Does the 5 overlaid over this fit?
There.
Right. If you put the number 5 as it's listed here
so that's a path. That's not a 5. That's a path.
Right. Starting in here somehow. Isn't that make a 5 in here?
The only way I can start here is 3.
It's definitely 3. It's got to be 305, 304, 327.
Yeah, there's a little space there. 3, 2, 7. 327 a card?
Yep. I think it's 327. Solved.
There you go.
Static code.
All right, this card, K1, K2. Keep the transcoder. Take card 311. After using the strange static card to decode the printout, you see that the LED wall has been displaying an access code all along. You enter the code into the monorail console and you burp. And a new panel pops open.
I think you should read that whole thing again.
After using the strange static card to decode the printout, you see that the LED wall has been displaying an access code all along. You enter the code into the monorail console and a new panel pops open. Take card 311.
1 puzzle piece plus board plus monorail need to solve.
All right. Puzzle piece plus monorail plus board needed to solve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these go somewhere strange, somewhere different. Where was this guy on here? There. 1, 2, 3.
Uh-huh.
So that'd be 3.
2 seems to also go beyond.
Oh, 2 goes to blue. Yeah, you're right. I'm old and can't see. 1, 2, 3.
All right, so it's going to be 3, 3, 4, almost guaranteed.
3 goes to, let me see where 3 goes to. Yep, solved. Monorail turn stop.
Well, that's the only cards left, so 3, 3, 4.
So you're saying my eyes are blind and I'm old. The monorail flickers on. Another ID code is lit up for the tech station. You still haven't seen Carmine's key card anywhere, though. You take in a blinking display. Lockdown in effect. Monorail cannot exit island. Override located in dome. It seems Plum was right. If you want to get off the island, you're going to need to access the dome. Discard puzzle L1. Next player takes 304 and 305.
The monorail takes you to the next exhibit, the garden. As the doors open, you're engulfed by the overpowering aroma of the flora within. This is where the opening ceremony will take place tomorrow, so long as you solve this murder in time. Add deck 3 to the bottom of the deck, place board D, place your tokens on the monorail, and move it to the garden. And we have one more clue to go along with that other square.
All right, so board D, both these cards are here.
Who killed Felix? Where was he killed?
You added deck 3.
What did he
Place
die?
board D, place your tokens, and move forward. So Miss Scarlet has gone. I believe Mr. Greenfella did that one. Colonel Mustard.
That's Mayor Green.
Mr. Mayor. He gets no respect from me.
All right.
No. Colonel Mustard's going to 420. Light 'em up! Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
Birds of paradise, lilac bushes, evergreens, palm trees. How is it possible for all this flora to thrive in the same climate? Your eyes are drawn to the way the water from the hydroponic system cascades from plant to plant, almost as if it's leading you somewhere. Take cards 423 and 424.
This is a 3-piece puzzle, M2. M3. All right. Now is it Mayor Green's turn?
Now it's Peacock's turn.
Oh,
The
duh.
killer. Peacock the killer.
Peacock to 400.
Peacock to 400.
You begin to scour the garden for clues when Chef White exclaims, "Please don't touch those. They're very sensitive. It's been difficult keeping them alive." Seeing your eyes swing towards her, she continues speaking. Take 482.
I feel like this is going to be a stupid little thing that goes in the corner there.
Are you talking about theme? Chef White, where were you before the island shut down? I was in the garden harvesting some herbs. Between the investors' breakfast, ceremony luncheon, dinner, and rotating hors d'oeuvres, I've been spending a lot of time in the garden. It's all worth it.
What was she making again? Just out of curiosity, what was she making?
Hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, fair enough.
I just wanted to say it funny, but you called me.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Jante belle crape. It's all worth it. Investors are coming from across the world to see what Carmine and the rest of the research teams are ready to share. It's amazing stuff and a great way for me to find clients with deep pockets and a need for exceptional catering. I saw Mayor Green in the garden as well, but he wasn't here long.
Corner it. Any other cards to be taken with that?
No. Next.
Who next is Chef White, who just had a turn, is going to 440.
440.
You come across a pair of giant scissors, the kind used for ribbon cutting ceremonies. They seem a bit sharper than necessary. Take card 444. Giant scissors.
Okay, so is that the rest of that puzzle, M?
Nope, it's just a potential murder weapon.
Okay.
All right, that's it for Chef White. Does Professor Plum choose to go?
He's going to go to 460. There is a bench here dedicated to the very generous donor of the fair. A quote is inscribed on the plaque: "To sit in quiet contemplation is the greatest luxury of all. Easy to say when you're rich." You sit down and give it a try. Take card 459. There's the other M piece. Water droplets fall from the top. Observe how they roll from each leaf.
All right, so if there's a bigger leaf, it rolls left. So it rolls to the bigger leaf. All right, so took us a while on this to figure it out, but it is somewhat convoluted. There's only two types of clusters of leaves on here. It's either two leaves clustered together, or it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves clustered together. All right, so what it does is when it stops, it comes down, and this is a 6-leaf cluster. So it goes to the bigger of the middle of the three. So here, that leaf, that cluster looks like this one, so it comes down here. Then when it comes down to this point, it's the big leaf and the little leaf. So it goes to the big one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow marks. 4.
4 is our first number.
Yep, so the second one's got 2. It's a 2-leaf cluster, it goes to the bigger. Here it's a 6-leaf cluster. So based on 6-leaf cluster, it goes this direction. Here is a 2-leaf cluster, it goes here. So that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 3. Here it's a 2-leaf cluster, so it veers to the bigger of the leaves. Another 2-leaf cluster, it veers. Another 2-leaf cluster, it veers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 3, 8.
Solved. Drip drop. That one kept us going for the longest time.
Close to 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was tough. But we have it.
Discard these. All right, as your eyes trace the water's path down the wall, you see a trace amount of purple liquid on some leaves. You take a small sample. Perhaps there's something in here that will help determine what the liquid is. As you take the sample, the crumpled edge of a note catches your eye. Discard M1, M2, and M3. Take 418 and 419.
Drop note. This is your final warning. Stygian Waste Solutions won't be upstaged by some fancy new fungus. You're free to ignore these polite requests and let Carmine keep making trouble with his little chemistry set. But don't be surprised when our generous support comes to a halt. Here's hoping you make the right choice. KS. I feel like we're going to have to finish that loop. So I'm going to put this down here.
We got drag marks. We got a
And 419 was a puzzle.
puzzle piece here.
How many? P1.
P1, 2 puzzle pieces plus brochure needed to solve.
Here's your brochure.
Okay. Is that a pamphlet? Bro.
Yeah, who's next?
Sure. All right, so Professor Plum, I don't know.
480.
White moved,
Yeah.
Plum's moved.
It's got to be green.
It's got to be scarlet.
Yeah.
480.
A small machine labeled DNA scanner storage sits here. You press a button on its side and a gentle hiss of air fills the room as the machine opens to reveal some sort of DNA scanning device. Mayor Green speaks up to be heard over the noise. Take cards 457 and 458. 457 is the second part of that puzzle. Mayor Green, where were you before the island shut down? I was in the garden going over my speaking notes. As you may know, I'm hosting the opening ceremony. I must have lost track of time while revising since I need to hit it just right. It's not every day we can get the opportunity to host such an impactful event with so many major players and constituents. Chef White was in the garden as well. Maybe she was collecting fresh herbs for a dish.
All right, so we're trying to solve this, a DNA sequencer. First base, G, would be these.
Mm-hmm.
Second base would be A, which would be these. So we're down in this cluster. And then third base would be purple, so T. So 4. So we need to write that down.
We have a whole piece of paper.
Yeah, why do we need to do that? All right, red A, first base is these. Second base is G, A, G, this 4 cluster here. Third base is purple, T. No, third base is A here. 6. And then CC 3762, T 3. 463, is that a solution?
Oh my goodness. Tell me it's solved.
Solved.
Way to make up
Plant
some time.
scan. Machine scans purple liquid. All right, discard. P1, P2, done. Hemlock extract. Conium macrolactum, incredibly toxic, can induce fatality. What is going on here? You carefully stow the vial in a safe place. As you do, the familiar, pleasant ding chimes from the monorail. One more control panel has opened. Take cards 414 and 415. One puzzle piece, plus board, plus monorail needed to solve.
Hemlock extract. I'm gonna put these over here because I feel like we're about to add the last piece.
All right, so 1 is a 4-sided piece. 2 is a 4-sided piece. And 3 is a 6-sided piece. Is 446 a number? Solved. The monorail for stop. The monorail hums to life once more and takes you to your next destination. As before, the exhibit ID code lights up on the display. You're headed to the aquarium. Discard puzzle piece Q1. Take cards 404 and 405.
You arrive at the aquarium. Fortunately, you can
Aquarium? Is that French?
Aquarium. Fortunately, you can see this exhibit has an entrance to the dome. Unfortunately, as you've come to expect, the door is locked. You'll have to find a way to open it. Place board E, place your tokens on the monorail, and move it to the aquarium.
All right, go ahead. Go for it.
Let's go with Peacock.
Peacock is going to go to
500. You notice a piece of paper stuck to your shoe. You pull it off and take a look. It appears to be some sort of maintenance order. Take card 503. Aquarium. Work order. Replacement arm for Edubord. Reason, arm fell off. Be careful. Incredibly fragile. Next up would be back to Chef White.
Yeah. So let's have the chef go to 520.
You near the touch tank where the stingrays are gliding across the top of the water and hermit crabs are peeping out of their shells. An engraving at the bottom of the tank catches your eye. Take card 521. 2 puzzle pieces, T1. Okay.
Over to plum.
540 for plum. You approach the dome's entrance and try the door. Locked, of course. However, a tablet to the left of the entrance displays some sort of plant-based puzzle and a prompt to enter an access code. Take card 543. 1 puzzle piece, R1. You need the board, a brochure to solve.
1 puzzle piece, plus the board, plus the brochure. So the recycling thing is here.
Start with 5. What happens then?
That's the aquarium. So if we look at the aquarium, starting with the fish who create waste, water moves through the sediment tanks in the garden to create bacteria. The bacteria then produces nutrients for the plants.
Okay, so for the R puzzle that we're supposed to solve with the board, this card, and the brochure.
So with the brochure, we got that part figured out. It tells you to go fish to bacteria to plants. So we figured that out. Fish to bacteria to plants, no problem.
All right, the problem is we couldn't figure out if it's, we knew that it was a 5. We were just assuming it was the numbers at the beginning. And then that would take us to 2.
Yeah. Something over here to do with the biolab, and then something over here to do with the plants to the 4.
But instead, I think what it was telling us to do was to look at these icons here, these statues. So there's 5 fish.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fish. Bacteria statues.
Which would be the second one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You got to find them here on the board.
And then the last one would be plants.
Which would be right here in the corner.
So that would be 5, 6, 4.
Which was, I'm going to be honest, like 3 out of 5 difficulty on this game, we were never going to get there.
Nope. We were able to discern that by watching a different video where someone else was struggling through it. And then we were able to see it. But here we are. So
do you want me to start the timer back? I feel like that's at least 2 morons for us.
No. I think that might be not our bad.
That's pretty detailed and
all right,
difficult.
Well, good.
To
well, now if you've made it to this part of the game and you got stuck, we're helping you out. So 5, 6, 4. Read that. Solve.
Right. Discard R1. Discarded.
Gladly.
The static quickly returns. Place card 512 and take card 513.
So we're placing 512. And we're taking 513. Which is another one of these bad boys to go with your little decoder. All right.
All right. There's a new number that appears, 580.
As you wander through the room, squinting in the low lighting, you stumble upon a familiar sight, the champagne glasses you saw in the security footage. Something is pinned under one of the flutes. It's another one of those transcoders, like the one you found in the VR headset. Perhaps it will come in handy. Take card 514 and open packet B. All right, you take packet B. I'll grab card 514. This is the champagne glasses. There's purple liquid, yellow liquid. It seems someone drank from one of them, but the other is untouched. That screams of poison.
It doth. kind of line these up to see if I see anything. Oh, I see a 4. There's a 4. You see it there on the camera?
So where does the 4 get applied to?
I don't know. So we took this thing.
No other card. 514.
514, which one was it? This card here? All right, T2. 2 puzzle pieces plus transcoder needed to solve.
This one. What about
star, trapezoid? Wait a minute, there's a star. Star plus triangle. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and you have the other decoder.
Star plus star and triangle. Star plus triangle equals 5.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Star plus triangle plus trapezoid is 4.
Yes.
And then triangle plus trapezoid is 7.
7, 5, 4.
Is there 7? 7 one of the numbers is 5, 4,
7?
Yeah. So what?
So, well, it was both decoders.
Yeah. But it's crazy that you got to do this to get the decoder out of there. But hey, okay. So noted. Solved code breaker. Discard puzzle pieces T1, T2, and all transcoders. Done. Solved.
Wow.
I feel dumb.
That was tough.
Yeah.
But we got it.
You decode the static on the screen to reveal a hidden lock mechanism. When you press down, the door hisses as if releasing compressed air. Discard T1, T2. Next player, take card 506 and 507. That's Colonel Mustard remains. 506, 507. At this point, I don't think the players matter.
Just to make everybody feel included, but I feel included. As you enter the dome, you're captivated by the color-streaked sky, which you can see clearly through its glass roof before it occurs to you that it's almost nighttime and you need to solve this murder fast.
Does it tell us to take that?
Take board F.
Okay.
The dome.
Dome.
All right.
It's Scarlet Peacock, whatever. Solicitor Peacock. You remain.
600. We're getting there.
90 plus minutes.
You wander into the amphitheater and up to the podium, where you notice a leaflet stuffed into one of its compartments. You pick it up, find a small control panel underneath. Upon uncrumpling the paper, you realize you're holding an instruction manual. Take cards 601, 602. 601 says, blank, 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 to override the eco generator. 3, activate the garden and aquarium. 2, turn the supercharger. You must activate. 1, rearrange. So this one is a 6 puzzle piece plus the brochure.
Wow.
V is what we need. Then you also have, here's one of the V's.
Okay.
So we need 5 more pieces.
1, rearrange the panels in specific circular order. Use the corners to connect them till the sum of each room connection is the same. Note the number this balance creates. Okay, so it tells us in order, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Noted. So that's it for Peacock. Now Chef White's going to 610.
A window from the dome looks out into the bio lab. You can still see Carmine's body lying there beside the Conshroom's chamber. One of you shudders with guilt, the others don't take notice. You spy something on the ground tucked into the corner, a taser. Take cards 614 and 613. 613 is the taser. Right there should
Potential
work.
weapon.
And then here's another puzzle piece.
All right.
Let me know when you find a pattern.
V1, V2, V3.
Plum heading to 640. The garden is visible from here. In fact, some vines have been threaded through the walls, creating a spot of greenery in the dome. You pull them aside and discover 2 panels in the wall. Take card 644, 645.
All right, V4, V5. All right, let's go to 680.
Next to an open panel, a porthole reveals a gorgeous view of the aquarium. The scales of exotic fish glint with light. As you take in the stunning sight, Miss Scarlet speaks to the group. 681, 682.
681 was my dad's badge number when he was a police officer, just so you know.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll have us solve the mystery. Miss Scarlet, where were you before the island shut down? I was waiting in the lobby for Carmine, hoping to talk shop with him on the ride back to the mainland. My early access to the exhibits got me some good material, but he's one of the few researchers who's been more tight-lipped about their work. He was a brilliant man. I'm disappointed I didn't get the chance to speak more with him. And, as a writer, I'm upset I missed all the action. As for the others, I saw Peacock on the phone in the dome, and something red fell out of her pocket. I couldn't get a good look, though. Uh-oh. Peacock. Oh,
Right.
That goes on the board.
We got to rearrange these in a specific circular order until the sum of the rooms is the same. 6. 6. That'd be 6. And a 4 and a 3. Okay. So these all equal 6. 5 plus 2 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6.
No, 5 plus 2 is 7.
Ah, you're right. No. 2 plus 4 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. 3 and 3 is 6. 5 and 1 is 6.
Okay, then what?
All right. Rearrange the panels in specific circular order. Use the corners to connect them until the sum of each room connection is the same. Note the number this balance creates. So 6. Number 2. Turn on the supercharger. You must activate the biolab and text station. Do this by adding the numbers on each panel to get the same number. So, biolab and text station. That would be the text station here. 7. Do this by adding the numbers on each panel to get the same number. That's 7.
Okay, 6, 7.
And 3, activate the garden and the aquarium. Take note of the numbers that match on both panels. So the garden and the aquarium.
671.
671. 671 a number?
Solved.
Wow.
Nice job. That was so much easier than our puzzle.
Finding stupid statues hidden in the art.
Solved. At last you've done it. The lights of the island brighten and you hear a flurry of clicks across the exhibit halls as the doors unlock. You hear the familiar whirring noise of the monorail as it glides back to its starting station by the lobby. Get to the monorail and get out of here. Discard puzzle V1, blah, blah, blah. Then take card 603, move the monorail to the lobby.
All right, monorail is moving to the lobby. Noted. 603, does it say?
Yep. Open packet C. Take card 605. As you exit through the lobby, you spy something on the ground you had missed before. Felix Carmine's key card. You can use it with the monorail's ID system to determine which exhibits Carmine visited over the course of the night before he met his demise. With this, you should be able to get down to the bottom of where Carmine was killed. Take card 605. Review the boards and clue cards you've collected throughout the game and revisit any nodes you may have missed while you work through your deliberation. Now decide who killed Felix Carmine, where was he killed, what did they use to kill him. When you're ready, open the solve packet.
All right, so we got a check mark on the lobby. Well, Biolab's got a check mark. Garden. It's just telling us where he visited. Garden's got an X mark. X mark on the text station.
Right.
And we got a check mark on the aquarium.
So aquarium or biolab. Now, can you hand me that one other card over there? The blue one that was the Scarlet's, yeah. Okay.
Okay, got that.
So biolab or aquarium are the only two places he could have been killed. Right?
All right, so it told us, one of the guys told us the thing was moving from the tech station to the biolab, the monorail.
I was in the tech station. Colonel Mustard was in the tech station with me. I saw the monorail pass by. It was coming from the direction of the garden.
So Mustard and who was that, Plum?
Yeah.
So I feel like Mustard and Plum were together.
In the tech station.
So they're cool here.
Yep.
All right.
Peacock was in the central dome to meet with Carmine. Eventually, I left through the garden where I saw White.
So what does White say about that? This is right here. I was in the garden harvesting herbs between the investors' breakfast ceremony. I've been spending money on Zorworth investors. I saw Mayor Green in the garden as well, but he wasn't there long. All right, what does Mayor Green say about that?
There he is.
What does that statement say?
Oh, sorry, wrong guy. Wrong card. I was in the garden going over my speaking notes. Chef White was in the garden as well.
Okay.
Maybe she was collecting fresh herbs for a dish.
So Green left. Solicitor Peacock came in later. All right, so let's see about Scarlet. What does Scarlet have to say?
I was waiting in the lobby. My early access exhibits got me some good material, and as the writer said, I saw Peacock on the phone in the dome, and something red fell out of her pocket. I couldn't get a good look, though.
Something red fell out of her pocket.
So
probably the
nobody
taser.
was in the biolab.
Well, that's fine. So she saw Peacock is confirmed in the biodome. So Green, what does Green say?
Green was in the garden.
Okay. He says I was in the garden.
So we know that Carmine visited the garden and the biolab, right?
So somebody said I saw the transporter go past from the garden area to the monorail, go through to the biolab.
That was Plum. So look at Plum's card that he talked. Where did he talk? I have that.
Yep.
Where were you? I was in the tech station making sure everything was in working order. Carmine, Colonel Mustard was with me. I was trying to explain the blockchain to him. Also, I saw the monorail pass by. It was coming from the direction of the garden.
So it saw it pass by. It's coming from the garden to the biolab.
Well, to me, it seems like only Green or White could have killed him because he was never in the biolab.
Well,
I'm sorry, he was only in the biolab and the garden, right?
well, the taser dropped out of Peacock's. It's also the red drop out of Peacock's.
So that couldn't have been it, right? She didn't do it.
Who is KS? Scarlet?
My last stop was in the tech station. Touch suspicious. He wouldn't stop talking about himself going on some kind of chain. It may well have been the murder weapon.
Who's that?
Colonel Mustard said that.
Oh, about chain, about the blockchain. So I think Mustard and Plum are okay. Where did we find we found him dead in the
biolab.
In
he
the
was
biolab.
dragged from the garden.
So the monorail came around here to the biolab.
Right.
So it's somewhere
He was killed in the garden.
or further up than the garden. The lobby, perhaps, where Scarlet is on her own.
I was waiting in the lobby, hoping to talk to him. My early access exhibits, but he's one of the few. He was a brilliant man. I saw a Peacock on the phone, and something red fell out of her pocket.
So the taser fell out of her pocket in the dome. So there's a work order for a replacement arm for the Edu board. Reasons the arm fell off. So I feel like the arm is it had fallen off before they knew it was going to fall off.
I waited around for a while, but it never showed up. I left through the garden where I saw White.
All right, the champagne glasses were in the aquarium. Lead pipe was in the aquarium. Giant scissors in the garden. The hemlock extract in the garden.
Who was in there?
He did not visit the garden. He visited the aquarium and the biolab. All right? But the biolab is where he's found. So I feel like the aquarium was where he's found. Or was where he's murdered. With poison.
Yeah.
But who did it? These two account for each other. Miss Scarlett and Solicitor Peacock seems to be the only people who can account for each other. What does Solicitor Peacock's statement say?
I was here on business in the Central Dome. Well before our appointment, he called and said he'd be late because he had to meet with someone else first. I waited around for quite a while, billable hours, but he never showed up. Eventually, I left through the garden where I saw White.
So she came into here and she saw White. White said Mayor Green left.
He was only there for a short period of time.
All right, White said, was in the garden harvesting some herbs. Between the investors' breakfast, ceremony, luncheon, dinner, rotating. Spending a lot of time in the garden. It's all worth it. Investors are coming in from across the world, submitting stuff. A great way for me to find clients with deep pockets. I saw Mayor Green in the garden as well, but he wasn't there for long. So she saw Green in the garden. Problem was, what's his name, was never in the garden. He was in the biolab and the aquarium only.
Who killed him? Where was he killed? What did they use to kill him?
I feel like aquarium was where the murder happened. This stuff was drunk. So the hemlock extract, maybe?
What about, we saw something about champagne flutes. They were doing a toast.
Champagne glasses. It seems someone drank from one of them, but the other is untouched. I was in the aquarium.
Nobody saw Miss Scarlett.
Yeah. That's my guess. Scarlett in the aquarium with the poison.
All right, so we think we know it?
That's the best guess I can come up with at the moment.
All right, well, let's solve it. Or not. The rest of our moron points are in there.
Mayor Green in the aquarium with the hemlock.
That's what I would have said.
Okay, fair enough.
Because he left quickly, and he was in the garden.
Yeah, but how did he get to the aquarium? Anyway, you all turn in shock to Mayor Green, who pauses for a moment before flashing his signature charismatic grin. He feigns innocence for a few moments, trying to wrest back the narrative, but there's too much evidence against him. He sighs and holds up his hands in defeat. You don't understand, any of you who would have done the same in my position, and I'm sure you've done worse. I've tried to reason with Carmine, convince him to stop with the stupid mushrooms, or at least move them somewhere else, but he wouldn't listen. He forced my hand. I had to kill him. As he confesses, the monorail pulls in, opens its doors to reveal the local authorities. It turns out the fail-safe on the Conshrooms chamber had also contacted the police. How clever. Green's disarming smile falters as you approach the authorities and reveal his crime. Let's see. Guess wrong. Read this. Insults and accusations fly across the room. You're so wrapped up in yourselves. Blah, blah, blah. Facts, not fiction. Mayor Green had been receiving generous political donations from the wealthy and influential Stygian family for the majority of his tenure as mayor. One of their most prominent business ventures? Stygian Waste Solutions. They turned trash into treasure. For the family, that is. Carmine's research would mean the end of Stygian's waste gig. But luckily for them, they have the mayor in their pocket. They pressured Green to use influence to put an end to the Conshrooms. After weeks of trying and failing to convince Carmine to pull the Conshrooms out of the fair, Green got desperate enough to dirty his own hands. Green snuck into the garden, stole poison extract from the rare plants display, and spiked the champagne glass. He then lured Carmine to the aquarium, we were right on the location, with a promise to implement a Conshrooms waste management initiative across Hugh County. This was a lie. Instead, he asked Carmine one last time to place the project on hold and move his research elsewhere. Carmine firmly refused. So Green turned on his patent charm, graciously accepted Carmine's terms, and warmly toasted to his success with a glass laced with hemlock extract. As soon as Carmine collapsed, Green dragged him onto the monorail and to the biolab, hoping to get rid of two problems in one stroke. The Conshrooms would destroy Green, intended to leave the island and return to the fair's premiere the following morning, feigning surprise at Carmine's absence. What he failed to anticipate was that the biolab was wired with a temperature gauge failsafe to protect the Conshrooms. When Green turned up the heat to a dangerous level, it triggered the island's power system to shut down. stranding him and the rest of the crew, and quickly revealing the scheme of the crime.
There you go. Well, we have solved the puzzle after, what is that, 2 hours?
Over 2 hours.
And 20 minutes. I would say that aside from the one puzzle that cost us about 20 minutes trying to figure out, that didn't seem like it had a really good solution. Otherwise, I mean, it was on a pretty good pace for 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, I feel like we made good headway. A couple things we were kind of slow on, needed to think through. There was the one with the leaves where it wasn't exactly clear what it was indicating.
Right.
And then that cost us 10, 15 minutes. And then the one with the
R puzzle.
Yeah, the R puzzle cost us at least 20 minutes. 90 minutes plus, we're on the plus side.
Yeah, I think we did a good job based on what we were faced with. And I'm thinking that if you had a group of 4 people, a couple of couples maybe, that wanted to do this for something like, instead of a murder mystery night or Halloween type thing, this is not a bad investment for the cheap price.
Yeah, so I've played several Clue versions, different variations of this. The 2 puzzles that were tricky on here will trip up anybody. There are other variations where you can work your way through it. These 2, I don't know that most people would figure that out.
Well, hopefully they'll see our video and be able to figure it out after they've...
So like this video. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel.
Clue Escape. Thank you for watching.